Hey guys, how's it going? Here's your review video for your number systems part 3 test that you have tomorrow. So as you're listening to this video, do the problems first on your own. And then what I want you to do is after you're done with them, check to see if they match up with mine. If all of your answers match up with my answers, then you should be pretty good to go for your test tomorrow. So here we have Oliver went golfing 2 days last week. On the first day, he scored -12. And on the second day, he scored a +16. And then what it says is he thinks the difference between his two scores was 4. Is he correct? So I think for right now, the best thing to do when we're answering these kinds of problems is to draw ourselves a number line. And then on the number line, we got to make sure we put our 0 mark. So that's going to be right in the middle. And then we should know that a +16 is over here. And then a -12 is over here. So we're trying to figure out how far those are from each other. You could go ahead and fill in all the tick marks, like 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 16, and like -1, -2, -3, all the way to -12. But it should be fairly easy to see that these are more than just 4 away. In fact, they are 28 away from each other. So we would have to say no, they are not correct. Instead, they are 28 away from each other. All right, our second one says put the following points on a number line. So we're going to go ahead and draw ourselves a number line here. All right, we got to put our point 0 again. So it's going to be right in the middle here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. So my first point is -5, which is right here. My second point is 6, which is over here. And then my last point is 1/2, which is right in the middle between 0 and 1. Whenever it says plot, you have to make sure that you put the dots on it. You can't just write the numbers. All right, so the next one says which one's closer to 0, -3/4 or 2/3. So we talked about this one in class a little bit. Whenever you're trying to find what is closer to 0, you're going to take both of your numbers and you're going to find the absolute value. So the absolute value of 2/3 is 2/3. And the absolute value of -3/4 is 3/4. So in order to figure out which one's closer to 0, we actually want to find out which one is smaller. And there are a couple of ways to do that. The first way we can do that is by, the first way we can do that is by putting this in our calculator. So 2 divided by 3, that's going to be 2.66. And 3 divided by 4 is 0.75. So you should be able to tell that 0.66 is smaller. So 2/3 is closer to 0. Another way to do it is to draw yourself a picture. So if I have a circle and divide it into 3, and if I color it into those, versus if I have a circle cut into 4s and color all those, you should be able to see that you have more left in this one over here. Therefore, that 2/3 is closer to 0 because it is smaller. All right, the next one says to, given the following numbers, compare 3 sets of numbers using the less than, greater than, or equal sign. So I'm going to go ahead and write those signs in here. The only 2 numbers that are equal to each other in this case are my absolute value of -4, which is worth 4, and then just a normal 4. You can pick any of these ones you want. -7 is less than 8. 9 is greater than -5. Those are just some options, but like I said, there is obviously more than one answer there. All right, moving on. This one says order the numbers from least to greatest. So the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite any absolute values as what they're actually worth. So -14, or sorry, the absolute value of -14 is worth 14. Absolute value of 8 is worth 8. Now I can put these numbers in order from least to greatest. And then my last step is I need to put any numbers that start as absolute values back as absolute values. So that's going to be this number here and this number here. I need to make sure to change 8 and 14. So I'm going to rewrite everything else. Instead of 8, I'm going to write the absolute value of 8 because that's how it started up here. Draw a little arrow to that. And then I'm going to do the absolute value of -14 because that's how this started up here. And then finally 28. All right, this one says, how far is each point from the x-axis? So we did a bunch of warm-up questions on this, so hopefully we're kind of, it's kind of making sense by now. But let's first graph these 3 points. So my first point is going to be at -4, 5. So I go over to -4 up to 5. My point is, ooh, that's a little bit off. All right, that's pretty better. So our first point is at -4, 5. Let me go ahead and erase this one because it's a little bit off. -4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That point's going to be right there. That is point A, so we're going to go ahead and label it A, -4, 5. My second point B, that is at 2, -5, so 2, -1, 2, 3. Close enough. And then point C, oh, that's actually, I flipped the signs around here. And then finally we have point C, which is at -3, -4. All right, so we need to figure out how far these points are from the x-axis. So remember, our x-axis, that is the one that goes from left to right. I'm going to show it to you in pink here. Well, that's a pretty straight line. So that is our x-axis. So we need to figure out how far each of these points are. Now on your test, you're going to have these like little blue squares that I have here. So you can just count it by the axis. So you start here for the A, 2, 3, 4, 5. So point A is going to be 5 units away. Point B, we're going to count again. So we go 1. Oh, I moved the whole graph. That's not what I wanted to do. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's also 5 away. And then C, which is at -3, -4. That is, oh man, moving a point now. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one is 4 units away. All right, if you are listening at this point, you have an extra credit opportunity. All you have to do is tomorrow put a star on the top of your test. Don't tell anybody else about it. You watch the video, you should get the credit. They shouldn't. So again, if you're listening, just put a star on the top of your test somewhere, and I will give you a point of extra credit. All right, moving on. How far is each point from each other? We have A. Oh, let me zoom in a little bit. Bigger for us here. Too big. All right, so our first points are -4, 5 and -4, -2. So we need to figure out how far those points are from each other. So I'm going to count again. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're 8 away from each other. Oh, wait, no. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I put this point in the wrong spot. Gotta go up one more. So these 2 points, they are 7 units away from each other. And then the next 2 points we're going to graph are 2, -5, and 3, -5. And then you should be able to pretty much see that those are 1 unit away from each other. All right, this one says reflect point A in the x-axis and B in the y-axis. So point B is at 1, -3, right about there. And point B is at 0, 3, so that's actually going to be up here. So I should label these points. B is at 0, 3. And then A is at 1, -3. All right, now from here, if I reflect A in the x-axis, I am, let's go to my pen here. I am 1, 2, 3 away, so I need to be 1, 2, 3 away. So my new point is going to be right here, and that is at 1, 3. I'm going to put the new coordinates at that point over here. And if the blue one, I'm actually on an axis. So if I reflect that in the y-axis, this is it, the y-axis. So it actually wouldn't move at all because I would just be reflecting it over the axis it's already on. So I would end up at 0, 3. Make sure that when you are putting coordinates that you label them like I did on the graph here. And also if it says to reflect it, put what the new coordinate is over by where the question is, like I did over here. As long as you guys understand this stuff, you should be totally fine for your test. Good luck tomorrow.